1909.
Did not know that either.
All right, let's start the meeting. Welcome to the Finance Committee meeting. This is going to be a very short meeting tonight. Madam Clerk, if you will, a roll call, please. Madam Clerk.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see, we have present Joan Fonts, Marilyn Jordan, Joan Fonts, Marilyn Donahue, Larry McDonald, Bonnie Catulli, and Tom Worthen. Absent are David Hurd, Marilyn Jordan, and Dominic Camerano.
Dom said he might be here a little later, but we'll be gone by the time Dom gets here. We don't have much on here tonight. There's no citizens' participation, obviously. And if Mr. Menard would like to approach the desk and, let me give a little brief history. Before a town entity can request funding from CPC, they have to have a letter from the Board of Selectmen as well as the Finance Committee saying it's okay to seek money from the CPC. So that's why we're here tonight. It's getting late in the season, and then that's what we're going to talk about tonight, the multi-service center roof. So, Mr. Menard?
Yes, just recently, Derek called me about a month ago when it was downpour raining, and the roof was leaking so much it was inside the light fixtures. It was around 8:30 at night. I asked, if he wanted me to come down right away, and he said, no, just wait until the morning. Since then, I've been on the roof with Joey Edwards, our building foreman, and it's got multiple cracks up there. It's just about this 20-age thing. He's been up there. He's tried to repair this in the past, I guess, and it's just getting progressively worse. So I didn't realize I had to go through all this process. So what I'm looking to do is use the CPC funds to restore the whole roof. That way, before it gets any worse at this time.
How much? I don't have the article in front of me. Just
we're looking at like $110,000.
okay. Questions from the committee? Mr. Worthen?
It's gone from, I just went through this, I just read this afternoon, but it started out at like 60, 90, and now it's 110?
Yes, they wanted a project manager to oversee this because the issues they had at the town hall roof and stuff like that, so they wanted to hire.
How old is the current roof?
I believe it's just around the 20-year mark.
20 years?
Yeah, just under, yeah. It's
And
the other style, it's got the rubberized with the stone on it, so it's like the old style. So we're looking to update it with a 30-year PCV.
And you're also going to do the air conditioning as well?
Yes, that's also them. They're all rusting apart and stuff like that. And I figured while we're doing the roof, I'd like to put the AC units up there too, as that way we don't have to get on top of there anymore. Do it once and right. That's what I'm looking to do.
Are there other things that we should be thinking about, solar and stuff like that?
As far as, what do you mean, solar?
I mean, we're up on the roof and we're doing a project of $100,000.
The town's engaged in multiple solar things as far as I know. Water pollution's looking into some. I think we got a contract with Sage or something like that for Plymouth. So this wouldn't be it's not that big of a roof I don't think it would be viable for solar at this time.
Okay, we other roofs in town.
Oh,
The
wait.
library?
Hold
No?
off on that. This is the only roof we're going to talk about, because I understand about the other roofs in town, but the real reason we're here is because he's seeking CPC money. He's not using the town's regular. I understand what you mean, Tom, and this is really when we get ready to talk about the article with CPC, this is more what's coming up, but now we're just trying to get to the point where they can write the article.
Okay, but it's good. I mean, it'd be nice to have sort of a horizon about all of the problems that we go from emergency to emergency. It's
Yep.
hard to say no to an emergency, but
Well, we're not spending the town's money, well, per se, we're not spending that. We're spending CPC money. So it's not, coming out of the budget per
Now,
se.
it
So,
can be CPC money because it's
well,
historic?
that's the questions we should be asking, and I'll go ahead and go around the table. Then we'll get to that. Okay.
I'm through.
Mrs. Cattouli, anything?
Well, that was my
Get back
question.
off the lake.
That actually was my question. I am trying to read this. I haven't seen this yet, so it says acquisition, creation, and preservation of historic structures and landscapes, which are in turn identified as the following: a building, structure, vessel, et cetera, et cetera. How does this particular building qualify as a historic? Are we going to put a historic preservation, and is replacing refrigerated air conditioning units fall under the classification of historic preservation?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the ACs, as far as it keeps the mold and everything else, I mean, the air quality in the building, to me, it's preserving the building too. You know, if the humidity gets in here, swells the windows and does that, I'm trying to preserve it and preserve that roof from getting, these guys are constantly going up there to repair it. So if you damage the new roof, it doesn't make much sense to me. I'd rather put the stuff up there and stay off that roof.
Okay, let me rephrase my question then. Have you vetted this through the Community Preservation Committee already?
I actually, I went there really to talk about the Tremont Pocket Mills Dam with them, and this subject just was brought up, and now we're at this point. That was
Okay.
like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, my thing is the restrictions. I'm no authority on CPC, mind you, and I can just remember the situation that we had with the town hall in being it had to be original material, et cetera, and you're talking, 3 different time periods here: 1909, 1933, 1952. So I'm not sure what sort of restrictions they might place on you as to what we're preserving. So I'm a little concerned, have we done all the homework?
And if I may just respond to that, this is a little bit of the apple and the cart before the horse situation here. Because he has to come to us first before he can go to CPC, is
Oh,
the
I
way
think-
the selectmen's policy is. So CPC will look at the project very carefully and may put those constraints on him, and they may tailor this and change it. So when it finally comes as a warrant article before us, then we can say, oh, if you have to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, maybe it's too intense. But we just need to accept that this is a good source of good use of CPC funds, that we think the project should be allowed to go forward.
Question that, the question I had is on the bids. What I saw was only one bid that was it a couple of? Because it was like one bid for the roof and one bid for the
Mason
AC
work.
unit?
Yeah.
You didn't go out for
That was a professional roof company that came in and did the core samples. I wanted to see how bad the roof was. And, I mean, that's, if it's all approved, then it would have to go out to bid, and you get the multiple quotes that way.
Okay, so it will go out for bids.
Yeah, all the questions about procurement, which no matter what happens, that there is procurement laws, and that will happen afterwards. But my questions were similar to Bonnie's, and what my concern is does it have a historical designation, and if it does, what's it for? So that really dictates what CPC can do for you. But as far as a source of funding, I'm all for you going to CPC, which is what we're here to do tonight. But I guess might as well get ready, because September 18th, the CPC will be bringing their articles before us, which is next week. So we can talk about what kind of historical designation, what actually qualifies, and how much money we're looking at CPC from. So that's a different animal. But my question then is, if they come back and it's less money than what you need to get this done, what happens then?
What happens will probably be put on hold at this time. That's pretty much. Until I can go forward with, try to get funding the other different routes.
Okay. Mr. Camerano, any questions? Don't ask the same ones Tom asked.
Just one. Is that the only proposal you have? Just one
At this time, yes.
at this time? Is that common that you just get one? Are you expecting more, or because just one proposal to me is like,
Well,
should
it's-
have more just to make sure that the price is correct.
Yeah,
I
these
mean,
are, these are all, this is a professional roofing company. They come in, they do core samples and stuff like that. It's something, this is a budgetary thing. This probably will come under budget. It's, I didn't want to go and get 3 proposals and say, okay, now it's only good for 100,000, and then it goes over that number. So I'm trying to keep it within that it can be done without saying, oh, I need more money.
No, I'm not saying that, you know, the request of the money is right or wrong, but I personally just don't like one proposal. You know, it's hard to say, what if they're way too high, or just my opinion. I think you need more
Again, that's when it goes out to bid, and if they're too high, then the low one gets it, and
well,
that's how it
I'm not
is.
saying the low one is the right thing to do, but I just think you need more to verify the price. That's my
That's
opinion.
part of the 30B procurement procedures. Obviously, this is just to get an estimate, to get an estimate to go to CPC and request the money. At that point in time, they'll review it, and I'm sure with the proper procurement, you'll get 3 or 4 probably estimates, and that'll be done afterwards.
That's fine, thank you. That was my only question.
So you just got here just in time for the vote. So I'll
Okay.
entertain a motion on approval of municipal maintenance. Let me read it. Well, here, I'll entertain a motion.
I move that the Wareham Finance Committee support the Municipal Maintenance Department seeking community preservation funding for the proposed multi-service center roof repair project.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Abstentions? 6-0-0. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
We'll have something for you in just a second.
Okay.
Let's see, what's next? Oh, our next agenda item is next meeting and date time. And I apologize once again for calling everybody in here, but we had to do it this way. And I appreciate everybody showing up, and I appreciate Mr. Menard. Yes.
Sort of as a housekeeping thing, I don't go to the town's website on maybe once a week. If you've got a meeting change, I would just email or text.
I emailed.
A text message.
Kelly emailed.
Email the home email.
Email.
Oh, the home email, not the.
Yeah, the homemade, whatever the,
We'll set that up.
so it doesn't go to the,
I did happen to call just to make sure.
yeah, no, I appreciate that, but if you hadn't, I may not.
Well, just so you know, next week is September 18th. We will have a meeting. At this point, I'm hoping that we'll have warrant articles in front of us. I believe at least CPC and maybe some town articles as well will come before us. We're going to get through the articles in post haste, and so that we can discuss them and do that as well. And we're also going to be involved in writing the motion. So we're getting ahead of the storm this time. So at that point, any other comments before I take a motion to adjourn? I know you just got comfortable. How about a motion to adjourn?
Motion to
Oh, I'm
adjourn.
sorry, so moved.
Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And no abstentions. Thank you very much.
We're out.